Tonight, the Bedford Buccaneers come into this contest with a 1-3 record. They opened up the season with a 26-14 win over Boston Latin, and then have lost successive games to Belmont, Wayland, and Archbishop Williams. The captains tonight for the Bedford Buccaneers are Charlie Bowen, the quarterback, and a speed back, Reggie Kennan, number 34. Talking to Coach Armin Saborian from Bedford, the keys tonight for the Buccaneers are to be able to run the ball quickly inside. They're looking possibly for the upset in that Acton may be looking forward to next week's game against Lincoln Sudbury. That may be a key thing to watch the Acton defense. In order to do that, Bedford intends to run a lot of mixed-up formations and try to draw Acton out of the 4-3 defense. Bedford obviously wants to control the ball tonight. From the defensive side of the ball, Bedford will probably run a 6-1 defense and also a 5-2 gap stack. Again, the idea is they want to slow down Acton's running game. Bedford coach Saborian was very impressed last week with the job that Acton's Jason Brady did filling in for the injured Ryan Kane. He's got to figure out how to stop Brady. Also, he was impressed that Acton was able to pick up the blocking scheme last week and execute the bootleg plays. Another key for Bedford tonight is the fact that they've only got 3 returning lettermen for last year, so it is a young team and may be susceptible to mistakes and turnovers. Those are the highlights then for the Bedford Buccaneers. 1-3 team, and they're ready to play ball and looking for an upset tonight. Back to you, Pete.
Thanks, Burke. Acton Boxborough entering this game has a record of 2-2. They opened the season up against Canton High School, had a thrilling 8-6 win. Then they had consecutive losses to 2 Division I powerhouses, number 1 being North Quincy. They lost that score by a count of 13-12. Then they lost to Arlington by a score of 7-6. Last week they opened up the dual county league action against Concord Carlisle and came out of there with a 35-13 win. Talking earlier in the week to Coach Maver, offensively, once again, this being the 5th week, he doesn't want to change too much. He wants to control the football himself. He wants to run right at him. He feels as though he has a physical advantage in the line of scrimmage, and he has some very experienced and speed backs himself. As he called it, he wanted to play smash face football, and we'll see if they can come out with the emotional charge to accomplish that task. He also wanted to utilize their speed outside with speed backs A.J. Pittarino and also number 33, Lance Pitcher. He also wanted to show some flexibility in throwing the ball both left and right. Last week they had a tendency to throw the ball to their left side because they had a change in the quarterback. As you mentioned earlier, number 34, Jason Brady. He is a left-handed quarterback, so again they need to show some versatility and be able to throw back out here to the right. On defense, Coach Maver was very concerned with their speed, especially in their captain, number 34, Kennan. They also wanted to be able to stop the fullback on the option, therefore limiting their options on that situation. Right now we're going to pause for the playing of our national anthem.
Yours?
Fine job done by the Bedford Buccaneer band of the playing of the national anthem. Picking up, describing what Coach Maver also was concerned with defensively against the Bedford Buccaneers. They wanted to make sure they didn't over-pursue, so they cut down the cutback ability of the backs of Bedford. And he also thought that special teams was going to play a very important part of tonight's contest. We're just about to kick off. Acton Boxborough has elected to receive in the first half, back deep to receive In deep formation from Acton Boxborough will be number 42, A.J. Pellerino, and number 34, Jason Brady.
The field's in great shape tonight, Pete. We didn't get the expected rain at this point. It ought to be a fast track and help both teams out.
One other thing, Burke, we must admit we're high above the field here. I'm getting a little bit nervous, and I hope somebody doesn't bounce around too much. Kicking off for the Bedford Buccaneers will be number 23, Colin Ross. He'll be fielded by number 34, Jason Brady, at his 15-yard line. He's going to bring it out to the 27, and Acton Boxborough will take over in the first series of the football game, 1st and 10 from their own 27. In the tackle was the kicker, number 23, Colin Ross. Again, a switch for Acton Boxborough from previous games. With the injury to quarterback tri-captain Ryan Kane, number 34, Jason Brady has assumed the leadership role as quarterback for the Colonials. We're going to have an inside handoff to number 42, A.J. Pellerino. He breaks the block. A good downfield block. Now a flag thrown against number 10, John Lucas. In the tackle for the Buccaneers was number 11, Captain Chuck Bowen. A.J. Pellerino had initially crossed the line of scrimmage, broke a tackle. John Lucas came back to throw a downfield block for him, but he must have thrown the block from behind, and therefore a clipping penalty will be assessed against the Colonials. A good pickup by A.J. Pellerino of about 13 yards, but that's going to be nullified by the clipping call. There's the official indicating the clip. It will remain first down. It'll be 1st and about 16. The penalty is assessed from the spot of the foul. Here's the reverse to number 35, Chris Mahaney. He's going to pick up about 4 in the play. Number 83, Chip Mofield, was on the stop for the Buccaneers. That will bring up a 2nd and just a little bit over 10, about 10.5 yards to go. That's number 55, Sammy Martin, breaking the huddle for the offense for Acton Boxborough Colonials. We have the fake to A.J. Pellerino. Jason Brady is going to run the ball. And again, one of the objectives of this game for Coach Maver was to show the ability of Jason Brady not only to roll out to his left, which he is left-handed, but to be able to roll out to his right, which he did in that instance, and put some pressure on the Bedford defense. There's a pickup of about 4 in the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7. Number 23, Colin Ross, was on the stop for the Buccaneers. Brady on the draw play to A.J. Pellerino is going to try to get the outside, but he's going to be pursued very quickly by the Buccaneer defense. That's going to bring up a 4th. With a loss in that play, it's going to bring up a 4th and about 11. Number 51, John Ginn, was on the stop for the Buccaneers. That will bring out number 10, John Lucas, in punt formation. Back deep to receive for the Buccaneers will be number 23, Colin Ross, and number 34, Reggie Kennan. He's a game breaker for the Buccaneers. Lucas gets a high punt off. He aimed it in the direction away from their speed back of Bedford. Kennan. The field was fielded by number 23, Colin Ross. And that will bring up the first possession of the ball game for the Bedford Buccaneers, and they'll operate from their own 48-yard line. Excellent field position for the Buccaneers. The run defense for Acton Boxborough has been outstanding all year, but they're going to be challenged this week. It'll be the first time they're going to face a true option team with some speed backs. Handoff is going to be to number 23, Colin Ross. He's going to be greeted at the line of scrimmage by the entire left side, including the backers of the Colonial defense. The Chargers led by number 80, Chris Varney, number 89, Matt Stamsky. They're followed up by number 66, Paul Trisquetta. There is a gain of maybe 3 in the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7. Operating at quarterback for the Buccaneers is their captain, co-captain, number 11, Chuck Bowen. That's Kennan going in motion with a deep handoff to number 23, Colin Ross. He's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And he's going to be sacked behind the line of scrimmage by number 80, Chris Varney. A loss on the play of about 8. That's going to bring up a 3rd and about 15, maybe 16 yards for the Bedford Buccaneers. Again, you can't give enough credit for that interior line of the defense for Acton-Boxborough. On numerous occasions, if not in every game, the Acton-Boxborough defense has dominated the other team's offensive line. Pressure's initially going to be put on by number 89, Matt Stamsky. Again, initial pressure by Matt Stamsky's followed up by number 80, Chris Varney. Again, sacking the quarterback behind the line of scrimmage. Be another loss in the play of about 5. That's going to bring up a 4th and about 23 yards for the Bedford Buccaneers.
Bedford's game plan, Pete, as we saw, was to try to move things against the Colonials by spreading out the field. They've done that, but they haven't executed the plays yet.
3 of the plays that I saw there, Berkey, seemed to be slow developing plays, and Acton-Boxborough was able to penetrate and get to the running back quickly before he had a chance to get going. Colin Ross's punt is going to go out of bounds at the Acton-Boxborough 23-yard line. And they will take over in their 2nd possession of the evening with 7 minutes and 25 seconds left in the first period. We're in a scoreless tie. We'll take a brief pause in the action. Picking up the action here, we have Jason Brady handing off to number 42, A.J. Petterino. He's going to break it off to the right side. He's still going. He's trying to pick out outside. Downfield block by number 9, Trey Gullins, but A.J. Petterino going off the right side, following the blocking of number 66, Paul Trisquetta, and number 78, Paul Sweeney. Did some outstanding blocking for A.J. Petterino, and he took it all the way out to the Bedford 39-yard line.
35-yard gain.
That was a 35-yard run by A.J. Petterino. Handoff to number 33, Lance Pitcher. He followed the blocking of number 35, Chris Mahaney, number 78, Paul Sweeney, and number 71, Sean Richmond. That was another change instituted by Coach Maver last week. He put tri-captain Sean Richmond, usually a fullback. He lined him up in the guard position. He led the blocking there and did an outstanding job leading the way for number 33, Lance Pitcher. Again, the handoff goes to Lance Pitcher. He's following the blocking again of Sean Richmond. He's going to pick up about 5 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and about 1. We're going to have timeout Bedford with, again, 6 minutes and 18 seconds left in the ball game. And Acton-Boxborough has suddenly broken a couple of big plays off. And they now have the ball at the Bedford 30-yard line. We'll take a brief pause in the action. The action here, we have 3rd and 1 for the Acton-Boxborough Colonials at the 30-yard line with 6 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first period in a scoreless tie. That's Brady going to hand off to number 42, A.J. Petterino. He broke the line of scrimmage, tried to make an additional cut, but he seemed to lose his ground. But he is going to pick up a 1st down. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Acton-Boxborough at the Bedford Buccaneer 27-yard line.
Pete, watching Sean Richmond from the guard positions like having a second fullback in the backfield. He's pulled on the last 3 plays and led the ball carrier for extra yardage. Doing a great job.
Jason Brady hands off inside to number 30, Dan Vinaldi. He's going to try the right side of the Bedford line. He's going to pick up about 3 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7. The stop that time was made by number 72, Scott Kleepkamp for the Buccaneers. I'm going to give A.J. credit for, Dan Vinaldi an extra yard on that play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6. Inside handoff to number 35, Chris Mahaney. He follows the lead blocking of his fullback, number 30, Dan Rinaldi. He's going to pick up close to a first down. That would make a pickup of about 6 on the play. And in the stop for the Buccaneers was number 11, co-captain Chuck Bowen for the Buccaneers.
One of Acton's traits this year, they've moved the ball now about 55 yards in 8 plays. Tremendous ball control offense.
Give Mahaney a pickup of 5 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1. Inside handoff to A.J. Petterino. He's still pulling his way. He's going to pick up a first down for Acton. It's going to be spotted at the 8-yard line. And in the tackle for the Buccaneers in that play was number 85, George Chen. That will bring up a 1st and goal, and the ball is spotted just inside the 10. One of the things that Acton Boxborough was not doing early in the season was finishing off their drives, and so we'll see how they do here. Inside handoff to A.J. Petterino. Bounced off one tackler inside, continued on to about the 4-yard line. A pickup of about 5 on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd and goal from about the 4.
Real nice block by Phil Truschetta on that play, opened up the hole for a 5-yard gain.
The tackler for the Buccaneers in that play was number 83, Chip Mofield. Hands off to A.J. Petterino. Touchdown, A.J. Petterino. A 4-yard scamper off the right side. Again, following the exceptional blocking provided on that side by number 66, Paul Truschetta, number 78, junior Paul Sweeney, and the tight end, number 89, Matt Stamsky. I believe Acton Boxborough started that drive on their own 23, so that will be a 77-yard march for Acton Boxborough. The extra point will be attempted by number 10, John Lucas. It is good. And with 4 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first period, Acton Boxborough jumps out to a 7-0 lead. And we'll return after a brief pause in the action. Pick up the action. John Lucas teeing up the ball for Acton Boxborough. That was a 3-minute drive for Acton Boxborough. It took 8 plays, and again, they consumed 77 yards, finished off by the 4-yard scamper off the right side by A.J. Petterino. Back deep to see for the Buccaneers is number 34, Reggie Kennan, and number 23, Colin Ross. Again, I think the intent here is to keep it away from their speed back, number 34, Kennan. The ball is fielded by number 23, Colin Ross. At about his own 15, he's going to bring it out to his 20, so give him credit for a 5-yard return. In on the tackle for Acton Boxborough was number 29, Mike Daly, number 35, Chris Mahaney. So the Bedford Buccaneers will take over at their own 15-yard line with 4 minutes and 9 seconds left. I'm sorry, the ball spotted at the 20. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Here comes the rollout by the Bedford quarterback. The ball is going to be delivered out of bounds. The quarterback was Chuck Bowen. The pass was intended for number 81, Vin Walsh. There is a flag on the play. And in the coverage for Acton Boxborough on that play was number 30, Dan Rinaldi. Putting pressure on the quarterback was the left defensive end of Acton, number 89, Matt Stamsky. We have a personal foul going to be assessed against Acton Boxborough, and that may be then against number 30, Dan Rinaldi. The ball was uncatchable by the receiver, and the official thought that Dan put a little extra hit in there in that situation. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty assessed against the Colonials. That will bring the ball out to the 35 of Bedford. It'll be 1st and 10 with approximately 4 minutes left in the first period. Acton Boxborough up by a score of 7-0. Bowen's handoff is to Reggie Kennan, number 34. He almost broke through the line of scrimmage for Acton Boxborough. He's going to pick up almost 7 on the play. Again, Acton Boxborough needs to be very concerned with the speed of the co-captain of Bedford, number 34, Reggie Kennan. A pickup of about 6 on the play. We'll give him credit for 6. It'll be second and a long 4, possibly 5. The deep handoff to number 34, Reggie Kennan. He's going to be tackled on the play by number 72, Jeff Hool of Acton Boxborough. A pickup of maybe a half yard in the play. It's going to bring up a third, and again, maybe a long 4, short 5 yards for the Bedford Buccaneers. Some nice offside pursuit there by number 72, Jeff Hool. Here's the handoff to number 31 of the Bedford Buccaneers, Kenny Monty. He's going to pick up a first down. He's going to pick up possibly 10 yards on the play. And Bedford will now operate just at the midfield stripe, 1st and 10 with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left.
Bedford seems to have given up on their wide open offense at this point, and they're trying to run the ball between the tackles, Pete.
Well, they're running right into the strength of the Acton Boxborough defense, in my opinion. Here's the handoff again to number 31, Keone Monty. And number 80, Chris Varney, is credited with the tackle. He's going to be assisted by number 89, Matt Stamsky, and Jeff Hool, and number 71, Sean Richmond, who are also around in the area. A pickup of 1 on the play will bring up a 2nd and 9. Bedford started this drive at their own 20 and then moved the ball across the midfield stripe. We have a flag on the play.
Appeared to be motion against Bedford.
Yeah, usually when the whistle blows like that when they stop play like that, it's usually going to be assessed against the offense for illegal procedure, which the official has indicated. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll bring up 2nd and about 14 for the Buccaneers. The ball's now placed at the 45 of the Buccaneers. The first period seems to be moving along very quickly. Both teams running the ball in each direction. Maybe 2 or 3 pass plays attempted by each squad at this time. Bowen's pass intended out here for number 84, Jason Chisholm, is going to fall incomplete. Putting pressure on the quarterback was number 80, Chris Varney, number 66, Paul Toscretter, and number 89, Matt Stamsky. And in the coverage was number 30, Dan Rinaldi. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 14 for the Buccaneers. Reporting into the Buccaneer offensive set is number 12, Paul Stone. That's Kennan going in motion to the right. Bowen's going to drop straight back. He's pressured. He's going to be scrambled out of the pocket. He's going to be dropped down by number 30, Dan Rinaldi. The co-captain, Chuck Bowen, had some initial pressure applied to him by the interior line of Acton Boxborough. He was able to elude it, and he scampered out here for about a 10-yard pickup, and that will bring up a 4th and about 5 from the 44-yard line of Acton Boxborough. Some good pressure put on by the interior line of Acton. That's going to force a punt formation for the Buccaneers. Number 23, Colin Ross. Back deep to receiver, number 34, Jason Brady. Ross's punt is high. It's going to be fielded by Jason Brady at his own 12. And he's going to bring it out here to about the 27-yard line. So give Jason Brady credit for a 15-yard return. It'll be Acton Boxborough ball at their own 27 with 48 seconds left in the first quarter, up by a score of 7-0. It'll be 1st and 10. Brady operating at quarterback. He's going to hand off to number 42, A.J. Pellerino. Again, showing some nifty moves following the block of his right side. He's going to pick up close to 9 yards in the play. But again, give credit to the offensive line, particularly on that play, the right side. Number 66, Paul Triscetta. Number 78, Paul Sweeney, and the tight end, Matt Stamsky, opening a huge hole, which A.J. Pellerino took advantage of and did some nifty running for a 9-yard gain.
Motion.
Inside handoff to Rinaldi. He's going to break it out. He's going to break it out over the 50-yard line down to the 46 of the Buccaneers. And the stop for the Buccaneers, excuse me, Burke, as I announced the tackler here with the tackle was by co-captain Reggie Kennan. Sorry for the interruption, Berkey.
No problem. Coach Maver said he wanted to play smash mouth football tonight. 11 straight running plays. He's taking it right to them.
Well, we were both out on the field earlier looking over both squads, and it appeared that Acton-Boxborough had a fumble on the play. It appeared to me that Acton-Boxborough had some physical advantages over Bedford. There's a fumble on the play, and Bedford has recovered. The fumble has been recovered by number 23, Colin Roth. And that will be the end of the first period with the score Acton-Boxborough 7, the Bedford Buccaneers 0. That'll bring up a 1st and 10 from Bedford at their own 44-yard line. But we have the first turnover of the ball game caused by the Bedford Buccaneers. We'll take a brief pause in the action. Here in the second period, just the start of the second period, the score is Acton-Boxborough 7. They scored on a 4-yard scamper, capping off a 77-yard drive, a 4-yard run by A.J. Pellerino. Bowen hands off to number 31 of the Bedford Buccaneers, Keone Monty. He's going to pick up about 4 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6. The ball is placed at the 48-yard line of the Bedford Buccaneers. Setting the defensive front 4 for Acton-Boxborough at left defensive end is number 89, Matt Stamsky. Joining him on the left side is number 80, Chris Varney. Playing right tackle right now is number 72, Jeff Hool. And playing right defensive end is number 35, Chris Mahaney. Continuing with the defensive set for Acton-Boxborough, number 52, Devin Calloy, is the left outside linebacker. The middle linebacker position is manned by tri-captain number 71, Sean Richmond. Right now playing right outside linebacker for Acton-Boxborough was number 29, Mike Daly. We'll pick up the defensive set for Acton-Boxborough in just a few minutes. Picking up action here with 10 minutes and 18 seconds left in the second period. Continuing with the defensive set, Lance Pitcher is the cornerback on the left side. The free safety is number 10, John Lucas. Cornerback number 30, Dan Rinaldi. And out here at the left safety is number 42, A.J. Pellerino. The pitch goes to number 23, Colin Ross. He tries the right defensive side of Acton-Boxborough. He's going to be dropped for about a 2-yard gain. The tackler for Acton-Boxborough was number 80, Chris Varney, and assisted by number 34, Jason Brady. That brings up a 3rd, and I'm going to say 5 yards for the Bedford Buccaneers. The ball is placed on their side of the midfield stripe at about the 49. Here's the counter action that we're expecting from the Bedford Buccaneers, trying to get Acton-Boxborough to over pursue. The ball carrier was number 23, Colin Ross. He's going to pick up maybe 4 in the play. It's going to bring up a 4th and about 1. And in the stop for Acton-Boxborough was number 71, Sean Richmond. He was joined by number 35, Chris Mahaney. Anticipating the punt for the Buccaneers is number 34, Jason Brady. He's the deep set. About 15 yards from the line of scrimmage is number 30, Dan Rinaldi. And again, Bedford is going to consume a timeout. We have 9 minutes and 1 second left in the second period. Acton-Boxborough up by a score of 7-0, and both coaches will confer with their teams at the sideline. We'll take a brief pause. Here again, there's 9 minutes and 1 second left. That was timeout was charged to Bedford.
This defensive series prior to the punt here, Pete, it's nice to see Chris Varney and Jeff Hool running some great stunts and doing a job on the Bedford line.
After that timeout, Bedford has chosen to try for the first down. And we're going to have a dive play on the right side. The spot is going to be very important. The ball was handed off to number 23, Colin Ross. Indication from Bedford is that they did pick up a first down, and the spot would seem to indicate that also. It'll be first down for the Bedford Buccaneers at the Acton Boxborough. Let's give it at the 45. First and 10 for the Bedford Buccaneers. Reporting back into the lineup for the Colonials is number 52, Devin Kaloy. Also reporting back in at right outside linebacker is number 34, Jason Brady. Bedford comes out in their power I formation. The pitch is going to be back here to co-captain number 34, Reggie Kennan. He's going to be brought down by number 66, Paul Trisquetta, number 80, Chris Varney, and also assisted by number 35, Chris Mahaney. A pickup of about 1 on the play. It's going to bring up a second and about 12, I guess. I can't see the other marker over there on the sideline. We have 8 minutes left in the first half. Acton Boxborough up by a score of 7-0. Bowen drops straight back to pass. We're going to have a screen pass out here to number 34, Reggie Kennan for for Bedford. He's dropped down from behind by number 80, Chris Varney. But Jason Brady did a great job of initially sniffing out that screenplay. He made Kennan make a move, which gave Chris Varney time to pursue from the backside. A pickup of maybe 1 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. Ball looks like it's spotted almost at the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and a little bit over 10. Reporting into the Acton defensive set is number 29, Mike Daly. He's playing the right outside linebacker for Acton Boxborough. That's Reggie Kennan going in motion for Bedford. Bowen's going to drop straight back. Pressure put on by number 66, Paul Trisquetta, setting up the screenplay. The ball was received by number 23, Colin Ross. We have officials throwing flags on the play. I'm going to guess that we had linemen downfield on that screenplay. We have ineligible receivers downfield. What happens on that, particularly on the high school level, is the linemen are instructed to let the defensive interior line penetrate, let them go by, and then the pass is dropped behind the in-charging defensive lineman of Acton Boxborough. But the lineman for Bedford, anticipating that happen, charged downfield too early. Both the linesman and the field judge for working this game picked it up and are assessing a downfield, ineligible receiver downfield against Bedford. And now they're waving the flag off. I don't understand this, where both officials throw the flag. One of the officials is going to go over to explain right now to Coach Maver what transpired or what did not transpire. There was a pickup of about 9 on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th and 1. Again, it appears that Bedford is going to go for it right here. Acton Boxborough defense needs to assert itself right here, make a stuff, and take over on downs. Bedford comes out in their power I formation. Bowen is going to go with the option. He's going to receive it deep downfield. Number 84. 84 being Jason Chisholm. He looked like he was initially open, but the speed of Land's pitcher showed up very brightly there, because he recovered in time to make it impossible for Bowen to deliver the ball directly to his intended receiver. So Acton Boxborough will take over on downs. The ball will be spotted at the Acton Boxborough 36-yard line with 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half. Acton Boxborough up by a score of 7-0. A good defensive stand for Acton Boxborough. Brady's inside handoff to Dan Vinaldi. It's going to break the line of scrimmage following the blocking of the center, number 55, Sammy Martin, and left guard, number 71, tri-captain Sean Richmond. A pickup of about 6 on the quick hitter by Vinaldi. It's going to make it 2nd and a long for a short 5 yards to go for the Colonials.
Game shaping up to be a David and Goliath situation in the line. Acton is dominating the line of scrimmage. Bedford on offense is trying to run soft plays against that line. Acton's pounding the ball up the middle.
That's Brady trying to go out here to number 15, Andy Butler. The pass is going to fall incomplete, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 from the Colonial. Looks like now the ball spotted the Colonial 42-yard line. Reporting into the Acton offensive set is number 9, Trey Gullich. One of the heroes in the first opening game for Acton Boxborough. I believe it was a 78-yard reception that put Acton Boxborough on the board. Brady on the rollout. The ball is delivered out here to number 89, Matt Stamsky. He'll pick up enough for a first down, but we're going to have another flag on the play. Jason Brady delivered the ball out here to number 89, Matt Stamsky. He picked up about 20 yards in the play, but there is a flag on the play. And here's the indication from the head referee. We have an ineligible receiver downfield for Acton. Our cameraman, expert job that he does, is now informing me that Trey Gullich was not the hero in the first game. It was number 15, Andy Butler. Thank you, Joe. Always keeping me on my toes. Thank you, Joe. The penalty will be accepted by the Bedford Buccaneers. That is it looks like a 5-yard penalty assessed against Acton Boxborough. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 from the Acton Boxborough 36-yard line with 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first half. Jason Brady with the interior fake to number 42, A.J. Pellerino, is going to run it out here to the right side. He's going to be driven out of bounds by number 51 of the Buccaneers, John Ginn. Again, Coach Maver trying to mix it up here, not trying to become a left-handed ball club with his left-handed quarterback. Decided to go to the right on that side. There was a loss of 1 on the play. And deep formation for the Colonials will be number 10, John Lucas. Keenan and Ross. We have a fake out here. The ball is going to be delivered to number 9, Trey Gullich. He breaks the tackle, and he's going to go. John Lucas faked the punt. Trey Gullich was out there all alone, then evaded the tackle of number 34, Reggie Kennan. And it's a touchdown for Acton Boxborough. The play was all the way from the Acton Boxborough 35, since there was a 65-yard punt fake by Acton Boxborough with John Lucas delivering the ball out to number 9, speedster Trey Gullich. And with 5 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first half, Acton Boxborough leads by a score of 13-0.
Great call, Pete. You could almost see the Bedford defense relax when they thought Acton was going to punt the ball that time, and they felt that they had stopped them and were had the momentum going their way. Big play will turn that around, though.
Great job by punter John Lucas in delivering the ball out of sure-handed speedster Trey Gullich. Brought the ball in at about the Buccaneer 30-yard line, and then the co-captain for Bedford, number 34, Reggie Kennan, tried to put the tackle on him, but Trey Gullich showed his elusiveness and his speed as he outdistanced the Buccaneer defensive backs for a 65-yard punt fake pass reception, putting Acton Boxborough up by a score of 13-0. The extra point will be attempted by number 10, John Lucas. The holder will be number 15, Andy Butler. The snapper here, I believe, is number 4, Buster O'Brien. The extra point will be blocked and denied. 23-83. The extra point was blocked by number 83 of the Buccaneers, Chip Mofield. So with 5 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first half, Acton Boxborough has gone up by a score of 13-0. We'll return in a few moments for the kickoff after the touchdown in a few seconds. Return to action. John Lucas teeing the ball up for the Colonials. Back deep to receive. Now in an I set, trying to get the ball in the hands of number 34, Reggie Kennan. Also in the I formation is number 23, Colin Ross. A high kick delivered out here. It's going to be fielded by number 61, it looks like, for Bedford. He's going to be brought down by number 35, Chris Mahaney.
Acton's strategy on the kickoff is to almost kick the ball like a punt. So high in the air, you've got good hang time. Everyone gets downfield, and the speedster doesn't get the ball.
Again, Coach Maver very concerned with the speed of number 34 of Bedford, Reggie Kennan, co-captain. He thought special teams was going to play a very important role, and so far they've been able to keep the hands out of Reggie Kennan. Bowen's going to pitch the ball back here to Reggie Kennan. He's going to be brought down from behind by number 80, Chris Varney. It's going to be a loss on the play of maybe one. Also joining Chris Varney on the play was number 30, Dan Rinaldi, and number 34, Jason Brady. The ball is spotted at the Buccaneer, just about the 33-yard line. Again, a loss of maybe, a couple of feet on the play. It's going to be second and a long 10. Inside handoff to number 23, Colin Ross. The play is going to be disrupted by number 80, Chris Varney. He's going to be joined by number 66, Paul Triscetta. A pickup of maybe 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half. That punt fake by Coach Mavis successfully completed by John Lucas to Trey Gullich seems to have turned the momentum in Acton-Boxborough's favor. Here's again the inside handoff to number 23, Colin Ross, and he's going to be met by a stone wall created by number 71, Sean Richmond, joined by number 35, Chris Mahaney, and number 66, Paul Triscetta. Those 3 guys just stood there like a stone wall and met Mr. Ross for about a 2-yard gain. That's going to bring up a 4th and about 6. The punter for the Bedford Buccaneers is reported into the ballgame, number 23, Colin Ross. Back deep to receive for Acton-Boxborough is number 34, Jason Brady. Ross's punt is going to be fielded by Brady. No, it's not. It's going to roll. It's going to elude him on the bounce, and the ball is going to be touched down by co-captain of Bedford, number 34, Reggie Kennan. So Acton-Boxborough will take over with the ball placed just on the positive side of the 30-yard line for Acton-Boxborough. 1st and 10. We have 3 minutes and 27 seconds left in the first half. Operating at center for Acton-Boxborough is number 55, Sammy Martin. He breaks the huddle first. He's going to be joined by right guard Paul Triscetta, number 71, left guard Sean Richmond. Tackles the number 78, Paul Sweeney. That's Brady rolling out here to the left, delivering the ball out here again to sure-handed tight end, number 89, Matt Stamsky. He's going to pick up about 8 on the play. Again, finishing off the offensive set for Acton-Boxborough. The tackles are number 78, Paul Sweeney, and number 77, Ryan Messina. The tight end is number 89, Matt Stamsky. Backs are Pittarino, Mahaney, and Rinaldi. Inside handoff to A.J. Pittarino. He's going to break it. He broke it right up the gut of the Buccaneer defense. And he's going to have about a 20-yard gain. He's going to bring it all the way out here to the Buccaneer 46-yard line. A.J. Pittarino. Some great interior blocking again provided by that interior line of Acton-Boxborough. Sammy Martin, Paul Triscetta, Sean Richmond. He just broke it right up the gut, A.J. Pittarino. Again, Lance Pitcher with the inside handoff. He's going to be met by the entire interior line of the Buccaneers for no gain. The charge for the Buccaneers was led by number 72, Scott Kleekamp. Well, they give Lance credit for about a 2-yard gain on that play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 8 with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the first half. Acton-Boxborough up by a score of 13-0. The bootleg fake from Brady to Lance Pitcher. Ball delivered out here to number 89, Matt Stamsky, with a great effort. The ball is going to be jarred out of his hands, however, by number 14 of the Buccaneers, Terry Chacon. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 8 from the Bedford 44-yard line with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. Reporting into the Acton lineup is number 88, Adam Morin. Coming out here, joining Morin, is number 10, John Lucas. Brady on the rollout coming to his right. Ball delivered out here to number 10, John Lucas, is going to fall short. In on the coverage for the Buccaneers was number 11, co-captain Chuck Bowen. That will bring up a 4th and 8 for the Colonial offense with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left in the half. Lucas will drop back in punt formation. Kennan and Ross will be the receivers for the Buccaneers. The ball was incorrectly spotted. They're going to respot the ball here. The ball is going to be spotted at the Buccaneer 44-yard line. Lucas gets the punt off, again kicking away from the co-captain of Bedford. The ball is going to roll out of bounds here, down by number 29, Mike Daly. The ball will be spotted at the 14-yard line of the Buccaneers. So give Lucas credit for about a 30-yard punt. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Buccaneers with 1 minute and 53 seconds left in the first half. Again, the outstanding job done by Acton Boxborough containing the run of the opposing team. I think in each game that Acton Boxborough has played this year, they've dominated the line of scrimmage. And when you add up the totals at the end of the game, they've dominated the game, even though they haven't come out on the high end of all the games so far. Inside handoff to number 31 of Bedford is number 31, Keone Monte. He's wrestled down by number 35, Chris Mahaney of Acton Boxborough, joined by number 34, Jason Brady. We have 1 minute and 35 seconds left in the half. Bedford appears to be in no hurry to get plays off here. They may be satisfied with it so deep in their own territory. Just let the clock run out and go into halftime down by a score of 13-0. Scoring so far for Acton Boxborough, we had A.J. Pittorino on a 4-yard scamper, and then the fake punt pass from John Lucas to number 9, Trey Gullich, covered 65 yards. The first extra point was successful by John Lucas. The second one was blocked. Chuck Bowen on the quarterback keep for Bedford brings the ball out for about a 6-yard gain. That's going to make it 3rd and 1 with 50 seconds left. Again, I think Bedford, where they're so deep in their own territory, is just going to be satisfied to run the clock out here in this situation. Big number 72 over the ball for Acton Boxborough is Jeff Houle. Again, Bowen's just going to keep the ball here, come out here and gain enough for first down. There's also a flag going to be assessed on the play. I believe it's going to be a late hit called against Acton Boxborough. That will give Bedford an additional 15 yards, I believe, with 29 seconds left here in the first half. The official has indicated that we have a spearing penalty against Acton Boxborough. That will be a 15-yard penalty. That's going to be 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers to now have the ball at their own 41-yard line with 29 seconds left. So what was developing here very innocently, Bedford just innocently running out the clock here with this drive starting at their own 13-yard line or 15-yard line, has now advanced the ball out to their own 41. Acton Boxborough in their prevent defense, however, not taking anything for granted at this time. The pitch is going to go out here to number 23, Colin Ross, trying to go across the field here. Oh, and the ball was almost caught by number 12, Paul Stone. The ball was delivered by number 23, Colin Ross, over the outstretched hands of free safety number 10, John Lucas. But in that particular play, I thought that the offensive receiver for Bedford got behind one of the defensive backs of Acton Boxborough and put a scare into Coach Maver's heart right there.
That throw by Colin Ross was a 45-yard rope. Nice throw for a halfback on a rollout pass. Nearly did the job.
I think part of the deception there was I didn't think John Lucas anticipating him being able to throw the ball that far across the field. But he did, and they almost got burnt on that play. We have 13 seconds left in the first half. We're going to have the reverse here to number 23, Colin Ross, but he's not going to fool number 35, Chris Mahaney, nor number 34, Jason Brady of Acton-Boxborough. And that will be the end of the first half with Acton-Boxborough up by a score of 13-0. We will now enjoy the halftime shows put on by the Acton-Boxborough band, our cheerleaders, and the Bedford band, I believe. We'll take a brief pause in the action as the band gets set up. About to return for second half action here. We have Acton-Boxborough out by a score of 13-0. I would like to mention that both bands, one from Acton-Boxborough and the one from Bedford, the Bedford Buccaneers, an outstanding job of entertaining us at halftime. I'd now like to introduce our color analyst, Mr. Burke Allred, who will give you the updated halftime stats.
Thanks, Pete. Interesting stats in the first half. Both teams had the ball equally 5 times. However, Bedford had the ball for almost 13 and a half minutes, while Acton had the ball for 8 minutes. In spite of that, though, Acton outgained Bedford 214 yards total offense to Bedford's 68 yards. Acton ran 22 plays to Bedford's 28 plays. Acton had 4 first downs to Bedford's 3. The significant plays in the first half were the Acton touchdown on the fake punt and a number of runs up the middle for 12 to 14 yards each. That's where Acton accumulated the 214 yards total offense. Looking forward to a good second half. Here's Pete.
Again, Acton-Boxborough showing dominance at the line of scrimmage, being able to establish their running game, again outgaining their opponents by a relatively wide margin. They've done that in the first 4 ball games. They've continued that pattern right here against Bedford. Again, Coach Maver, talking to him earlier this week, had pointed out that special teams was going to play a very important factor. They've shown that in their kickoffs and their punts, where they've tried to keep the ball away from the speedster of Bedford, number 34, co-captain Reggie Kennan. He has not fielded the ball yet on a special team situation. Also on the punt fake, John Lucas delivered a pass out to number 9, Trey Gullidge, and it was a 65-yard pass completion. So Coach Maver kind of secretively gave us a key to the ball game, and he was able to pull off the punt fake for a 65-yard pass completion, which seemed to me turn the momentum in favor of Acton-Boxborough.
Acton's defense, Pete, to this point in the game and all season's been like a heavyweight fighter with 2 big fists. The 4-3 defense with the up front 4 men are doing the job, and the linebackers are finishing up with the tackles.
John Lucas is going to kick off. This time it is going to be fielded by the speedster of Bedford, number 34, Reggie Kennan. He breaks an initial tackle, and he's going to bring the ball out from his own 18-yard line to about the 34. So it was a 16-yard return by co-captain Reggie Kennan of the Bedford Buccaneers. They're going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 34. The quarterback for the Bedford Buccaneers is co-captain number 11, Chuck Bowen. Acton-Boxborough remaining in their 4-3 set. Inside handoff, a little mix-up, but it's going to be handed off to number 34, Reggie Kennan. He's going to try to get outside. There's a fumble, but I believe the ball is going to go out of bounds with the last possession in favor of Bedford. That time we had speedster against speedster. The speedster for Bedford was number 34, Reggie Kennan. The speedster for Acton-Boxborough was number 33, Lance Pitcher. And I think Lance Pitcher did a great job right there, keeping the back from Bedford contained. There's a pickup of maybe half a yard in the play. It'll be 2nd and 9.5. The ball is spotted at the 34-yard line of Bedford. Here's the bootleg action. The ball's going to be delivered out here, intended for number 84, but the pass is going to be out of bounds. The official indicating the pass was caught out of bounds. And then the reception for the Buccaneers was number 84, Jason Chisholm. But again, a little mix-up in the defensive set for Acton-Boxborough, as that receiver was beyond the defensive back from Acton-Boxborough. Bedford using a little play action of their own right there. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Bedford Buccaneers. Reporting into the defensive backfield for Acton-Boxborough is number 9, Trey Gullich. Going in motion is number 34, Reggie Kennan. Bowen drops straight back to pass. A flag thrown in the play. He's going to be sacked behind the line of scrimmage by number 35, Chris Mahaney. Penetrating from his right defensive end, Chris Mahaney sacks Chuck Bowen behind the line of scrimmage. The official is indicating illegal procedure against Bedford with that sack behind the line of scrimmage by Chris Mahaney. I believe Acton-Boxborough will take the down, therefore refusing the penalty. That's going to bring up a 4th and about 16 from Bedford at their own 23-yard line. In punt formation for Bedford is number 23, Colin Ross. Back deep to receive is number 34, Jason Brady. Short man up being number 30, Dan Rinaldi. Ross's punt is going to go out of bounds just at about the midfield stripe. So that will be approximately a 26-yard punt by the punter, Colin Ross, for Bedford. And Acton-Boxborough will take over in their first possession of the second half at their own 48-yard line, 1st and 10. There are 10 minutes and 24 seconds left in the ball game. 10 minutes and 24 seconds left in the 3rd period, with Acton-Boxborough up by a score of 13-0. Scorers have been A.J. Pillarino and number 9, Trey Gullich. Inside handoff to A.J. Pillarino, following the blocking on the left side by number 77, Ryan Messina, and number 71, Sean Richmond, brings it all the way over the 45-yard stripe of the Buccaneers. A pickup of about 6 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 4. And in the stop for the Buccaneers, it looked like number 31, Keone Monty. Spinning out wide to the right for Acton-Boxborough's number 9, Trey Gullich. Inside handout to Chris Mahaney. He's going to break it behind the blocking. The wall set up by number 71, Sean Richmond, and number 77, Ryan Messina. They just created a wall that Chris Mahaney ran behind. An outstanding job again by the interior lineman of Acton-Boxborough. Picks up another 1st down. The ball is now placed at the Buccaneer 33-yard line. A pickup of about 10 on the play for Chris Mahaney. Inside handout to Dan Rinaldi, again following the blocking of number 71, Sean Richmond. Is going to break it out for about a 13-yard gain. That will be another 1st down for Acton-Boxborough.
Pete, Sean Richmond's taking advantage of a Bedford linebacker who's not reading the run and stepping up on the play. Sean's able to get to him 5 yards deep and then drive him back another 5. He's doing an excellent job.
Sean Richmond is quickly making the adjustment from his fullback position to guard, a move made by Coach Maver for last week's game. Inside handoff to A.J. Pillarino. He's going to pick up about 2 or 3 on the play. And then the stop for the Buccaneers was number 31, Keontae Monte. That'll bring up a 2nd and 7 inside the 20-yard line of the Bedford Buccaneers. The ball is spotted at the 18. There are 8 minutes and 45 seconds left in the 3rd period. Brady on the play action pass delivers the ball out here and caught by number 89, Matt Stamsky. It looked like a little floater delivered out here on the left side by Jason Brady, but Matt Stamsky made himself very wide, almost like a rebounder in basketball, and made himself very wide where the defensive backs could not go through him, and made a fine reception out here. A pickup of maybe 1 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 for Acton-Boxborough. The ball is placed at about the 17. The fake to Dan Rinaldi up the gut. Jason Brady has all day to find the receiver. The ball is delivered to number 42, A.J. Petterino, but it goes in and out of his hands right about at the 5-yard line. We have a little scuffle right here between a couple of players. It is quickly broken up by the head official. It appears no flags will be thrown. And that'll bring up a 4th and, again, about 6 yards at the 18 of Bedford. Jason Brady again given plenty of time by the offensive line of Acton. Acton-Boxborough has now come out in a field goal formation. Again, the holder will be number 15, Andy Butler. The kicker will be number 10, John Lucas. It's going to be blocked by number 23, Colin Ross. It is a live ball. And he's going to be brought down by the ball carrier for John Gant was the carrier for Bedford. John Lucas, the kicker, being the safety man, went over and tackled him at the Bedford 34-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bedford Buccaneers with 7 minutes and 43 seconds left in the third period. The ball was at the 18 of Bedford, so that means the holder would have been at the 25. When you add 10 more yards, that would have been a 35-yard field goal attempt by John Lucas. It was blocked, however, and the ball is now Bedford's at their own 34. Pitch out here goes to number 34, Reggie Kennan. He's going to be dragged down from behind by number 80, Chris Varney, helped out by number 89, Matt Stamsky. A gain of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9. A good job by Matt Stamsky not allowing Reggie Kennan to get outside. And then the tackle made by pursuing interior lineman number 80, Chris Varney. Giving you the defensive set for Acton-Boxborough, number 80, Chris Varney, number 66, Paul Triscotto operated tackles, 35, Chris Mahaney, and number 89, Matt Stamsky's at the ends. Bowen drops straight back to pass. He's going to be sacked behind the line of scrimmage by number 80, Chris Varney. He's going to be joined by number 35, Chris Mahaney. A big loss on the play. It's going to be a loss of about 15 yards on the play. Chris Varney got quickly off the snap and was able to get Bowen before he even had a chance.
Almost looked like Bedford was trying to set up a screenplay there, but there was no receiver, and the quarterback ate the ball.
Again, giving you the defensive set, continue giving you the defensive set at linebackers on number 34, Jason Brady, number 71, Sean Richmond, and number 52, Devin Calloy. Corners are Rinaldi and A.J. Pellerino. Safeties are number 33, Lance Pitcher, and number 10, John Lucas. Bedford tries a draw play. It's going to be snuffed out by the left side of the Acton defense. And then the play was number 71, Sean Richmond, along with number 89, Matt Stamsky. We have 5 minutes and 55 seconds left in the third period. We'll bring up a 4th and about 25 for the Bedford Buccaneers.
Bedford coaches are certainly mixing up the play selection tonight to try to get something going against Acton, but Acton's front four is certainly doing the job.
They're just dominating the game right now, Berkey. Ross's punt is going to drive Jason Brady back to his 36-yard line. A nice play by Reggie Kennan, but he avoids him, and Brady's going to break it to the outside. He's going to wall for him. Jason Brady's going to break it. Jason Brady is going to go all the way. Touchdown, Acton-Boxborough. Jason Brady fielded that ball at his own 37-yard line, so that was a 63-yard return by Jason Brady. When it looked like he was going to be stopped for no gain, he eluded the tackler of Bedford, number 34, Reggie Kennan, and then found the wall on the right side, followed his blocking, and then broke it out here to the left and outdistanced the defense of Bedford. A 63-yard romp by Jason Brady. That now makes the score Acton-Boxborough 19, the Bedford Buccaneers 0. We have 5 minutes and 16 seconds left in the third period. What a play, Jason Brady. Lucas on the extra attempt. It's just going to make it over, it appears. The kick will be good. And Acton-Boxborough is now 20, the Bedford Buccaneers 0. What a great run by quarterback Jason Brady. We'll return in a brief moment. If I run done by Jason Brady, making the score 20-0. John Lucas is teeing the ball up. We have 5 minutes and 16 seconds left in the third period. Back deep to receive for the Bedford Buccaneers, number 23, Colin Ross, and number 34, co-captain Reggie Kennan. Lucas's punt is going to be directed toward Colin Ross. It's going to go out of bounds. Bedford will have the option of taking the ball there or forcing Acton Boxborough to re-kick. The ball is at about the 18. I'm going to assume that Bedford is going to accept the penalty in this situation. I believe that is the option that Bedford is going to take. Bedford is going to take, this is called an illegal procedure penalty against Acton Boxborough on the kickoff. So instead of kicking from their own 40, they're going to have to spot the ball at the 35 and kick from the 35. Can't get over that outstanding run by Jason Brady. He fielded the ball again at his own, looked like his 33-yard line, 34-yard line. Went briefly to his right, was met by number 34 of Bedford, Reggie Kennan, was able to elude him, scampered to the right, picked up some blockers on the right side, and then cut back. A tremendous run by number 34, Jason Brady. Here's the kick by Lucas. It's going to be fielded by number 40 of Bedford, Brendan McGrath. He's going to be buried right there by number 29, Mike Daly, joined by number 44 of Acton, Adam Kenny. Great job of coverage right there by two juniors. And the Bedford Buccaneers will take over at their own 22-yard line. So they were assessed a 5-yard penalty against Acton. The differential between where they would have had the ball spotted and right there was 5 yards. So we have Bedford Buccaneers taking over at their own 22-yard line, 1st and 10, with 5 minutes and 11 seconds left in the third period. The score, Acton Boxborough 20, the Bedford Buccaneers yet to get on the board. Bowen on the rollout, coming over here to the right, is going to be stuffed by number 30, Dan Rinaldi. Dan Rinaldi coming in from his left corner position, read the play very quickly and was on Chuck Bowen before he had a chance. And Dan Rinaldi is going to sack the quarterback behind the line of scrimmage for about a 8-yard loss. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 18 from the Buccaneer 15-yard line. Dan Rinaldi asserting himself right there, making a big hit behind the line of scrimmage on quarterback Chuck Bowen. Bowen back to pass. The ball is going to be caught by number 23, Colin Ross. He was in between 3 defenders but was able to come up with the ball. And that will be good for about 25 yards and giving Bedford enough for a 1st down. They're going to have the ball spotted at their own 37-yard line. If Bedford continues with this pattern here of going straight back to pass, the interior line is going to have to step up, tee off, and get to the quarterback before he has time to deliver the ball. That was a great reception by number 23, Colin Ross of Bedford. Bowen's going to deliver the ball here again for Colin Ross. Pressure was put on by number 72, Jeff Fool of Acton. He delivered that ball a split second before he really wanted to. Nice inside pressure put on by number 72, Jeff Fool. That will bring up a 2nd and 10. We have 3 minutes and 52 seconds left in the third period. It is 2nd and 10 from the Bedford 37-yard line, it appears. Bowen going to drop straight back to pass. Tries the little shovel pass inside. The ball is going to be illegally touched by an interior lineman, and that will draw a flag from the head official. We have illegal touch by Bedford, and they will confer with the captains of Acton, number 71, Sean Richmond, and number 30, Dan Rinaldi. The pass fell incomplete. I do not know whether this entails a loss of down. We have illegal touch against Bedford is refused. So they will take the down, and that will bring up a 3rd and 10. Usually when the official puts his hands behind his head, it means a loss of down. He did not there, so it must not have entailed a loss of down. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 10 at the 37-yard line of the Buccaneers. Colin Ross is put out here wide to the right for the Bedford Buccaneers. Bowen's going to go straight back to pass. The pass is delivered out here to number 34, Reggie Kennan. He avoids one tackler. He's going to be driven out of bounds by number 71, Sean Richmond, followed up by number 52, Devin Kalloy. A pickup of maybe 8 or 9. Oh, now it's going to be spotted close to a first down. No, I have a bad angle here. I guess it's going to be spotted at the 46-yard line. That's going to bring up a 4th and about 1, possibly a short 2. We have 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in the 3rd period. Colin Ross has gone back in deep formation for the Buccaneers. John Lucas is in receiving position for Acton Boxborough. We have a fake. Colin Ross is going to run it. He's got some room. There's a fumble on the play. It appears Acton Boxborough recovered, but Colin Ross on a fake punt for Bedford. Appeared he had enough for a first down, but there's a fumble on the play. And it was recovered by number 10 of Acton Boxborough, John Lucas. So Bedford trying to turn the tables on Acton Boxborough. Acton Boxborough had scored earlier on a fake punt. They went the air route, a 63-yard pass reception from John Lucas to Trey Gullich. Colin Ross had gained a first down there on the fake punt for Bedford, but he coughed up the ball, and number 10, John Lucas, alertly fell on it. Dan Rinaldi breaks the line of scrimmage. He's going to pick up about 13. That's going to bring up a first down. The ball now be spotted at the Bedford 44-yard line. Again, nice interior blocking provided by the interior line of Acton Boxborough. Sammy Martin at center, Sean Richmond and Paul Trisketter at the guards. That one tackle we have number 77, Ryan Messina at the other, Paul Sweeney. Brady on the inside handoff to Chris Mahaney. He breaks the line of scrimmage. And he's going to bring the ball out for about a 8-yard gain. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 2 at the Buccaneer 36-yard line.
The Acton offense is certainly taking advantage of the Bedford 5-2 defense tonight. We may see Bedford jump into their 6-1 or 6-2 defense to try to slow down the inside running game of Acton.
They've got a huge task in front of them. Acton Boxborough's dominating the line of scrimmage. That's A.J. Petterino breaking off the right side, and he's going to pick up about another 10, 12, 13 yards. So Acton Boxborough, again, dominating the line of scrimmage, and their experienced back taking advantage of the blocking provided in front of them. And that was A.J. Petterino picking up about 13 on that play. That's going to bring the ball down to the Buccaneer 26-yard line. It appears also that Jason Brady's getting more and more comfortable at that quarterback position, doing an outstanding job substituting in. Here's the inside handoff on the counter action to number 33, Lance Pitcher. He's going to be thrown for a loss in the play of about 3. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 13. That play seemed to take a little bit long developing there, and the interior linemen for Bedford were able to penetrate, and Lance Pitcher had nowhere to go, and he's thrown for a loss of 3 in the play. Inside handoff, a fake to Dan Rinaldi. The pitch is back to A.J. Petterino. He breaks a tackle at the 15, and he's all the way down to the 4. Again, some nice inside handoff fake from Jason Brady to Dan Rinaldi. Then the ball was pitched back to A.J. Petterino, and he turned the Jets on the outside.
Nice play selection by Coach Maver on that. He's had Bedford stacking the inside with a 6-man front, and he finally pulled the ball to the outside. Good call.
Acton Boxborough showing some versatility in offense right there. Again, they kept pounding the ball inside, and then they went to the option outside to A.J. Petterino. Chris Mahaney, touchdown, Acton Boxborough. Chris Mahaney with about a 4-yard run And Acton Boxborough has gone up by a score of 26-0 with 1 minute and 17 seconds left in the third period. Chris Mahaney on a 4-yard run. That drive there, I believe, started at around the 40-yard line of Acton Boxborough. That'll also be a 60-yard march by the Acton Boxborough offense, capped off by a 4-yard run by junior number 35, Chris Mahaney. The snap is mishandled. John Lucas again showing some versatility. He delivers the ball out to 34, Jason Brady. However, there's a flag on the play. I think they're going to say that he was beyond the line of scrimmage when he threw that pass. But again, there's a nice bit of coaching there by Coach Maver, and a lot of offensive teams will do this, that they realize that not every snap is going to be perfect or handled perfectly. There's going to be some miscues by the snapper, and that's usually a predetermined play where the kicker or the attending kicker will field the ball and try to find some receivers downfield.
With the score 26-0, Pete, I expect we may need the services of our spotter tonight, John Close, as we may see some new jerseys here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I apologize on behalf of the booth here to any parents that have some kids play last week. We did the best we could in identifying those players who got in, but there seemed to be some mismatches in numbers. Here's the attempt by John Lucas. It's going to be good, and that will make the score 27-0 with 1 minute and 17 seconds left in the third period. Maybe while we have some time and a stoppage in the action here, we can pan the cheerleaders and we'll introduce the cheerleaders. Working on behalf of the Acton Boxborough football squad, the varsity cheerleaders, introducing them, we have Candace Bartlett, we have Laura Bartlett, Jason Breslau, Bianca D'Ambrosio, Colleen Fenton, Cal Kohler, Amy Herman, Kathy Hosma, Laura Quasmanen, co-captain Jane Leonard, Betsy O'Brien, Amy Palmers, assistant captain Lydia Richardson, Cydia Rush, Heather Russell, assistant captain Tracy Ryder, Jen Saprell, co-captain Stephanie Smith, Susie Sundberg, and Amanda Exaro. They're doing a fine job in the sidelines, keeping the fans pumped for this game. Lucas's kickoff will be fielded by number 23, Colin. I've forgotten Colin's name. After introducing all those pretty cheerleaders, I've lost my composure here, Berkey. That ball was fielded by number 23, Colin Ross. That'll be a 5-yard gain, and the ball is going to be spotted at the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers. That's Reggie Kennan going in motion. The pitch is going to be back here for the option. A play they tried early in the game. The pass is going to be complete. Out here to number 81, Vin Welsh. And there's a flag also going to be assessed against Acton Boxborough for a late hit. Acton Boxborough losing a little bit of their own composure right here and tacked on a 15-yard penalty. That'll be a personal foul against Acton Boxborough, and that will bring the ball all the way down to about the 27-yard line of Acton. And Coach Maver is going to call a timeout and talk to his troops right now. We have 1 minute and 3 seconds left in the third period. Timeout, Acton will take a brief pause in the action. I'm sure what Coach Maver is reminding his football players right now is there's no need to take some unnecessary penalties here, calming them down, make sure they keep control of the ball game. They have a 27-0 lead with 1 minute and 3 seconds left. They need to show some discipline right here. The ball is spotted at the Acton Boxborough 27-yard line. I believe this is the deepest penetration that Bedford has had in the ball game. Inside handoff to number 31 of Bedford, Keone Monte. He's going to pick up about 3 on the play. It's going to make up a 2nd and 7. Now, the way they spot the ball now, we can only give him credit for a yard, so it'll be 2nd and 9 from the Acton 26-yard line. In the tackle for Acton Boxborough was number 71, Sean Richmond. There's a fumble on the play, and Chris Varney is going to make sure Chuck Bowen does not get up. There'll be a loss on the play of about 3. That will bring up a 3rd and about 13 for the Bedford Buccaneers. The ball is now spotted at the 29, 30-yard line of Acton Boxborough. Chris Varney again showing some quickness on the line of scrimmage there, getting some penetration, and Chuck Bowen had nowhere to go. We have a timeout in the field. That's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter with the score, Acton Boxborough 27, the Bedford Buccaneers 0. We'll take a brief pause right here. As we return to action here, it's the start of the 4th period. Acton Boxborough up by a score of 27-0. It will be Bedford's ball, be 3rd and 13 at the Acton Boxborough 26-yard line. The ball spotted to 30. We have pressure applied by number 71 of Acton Boxborough, Sean Richmond, and he's going to sack Scott Bowen behind the line of scrimmage for about an 8-yard loss. It's going to bring up a 4th and about 20.
Sean Richmond with a nice read that time, came across the line untouched and really did a job on the Bedford quarterback.
Well, again, the advantage you have here is Bedford is, somewhat behind the ball game. The defensive lineman from Acton Boxborough and the linebackers are going to put on some stunts here and put some pressure on the quarterback. Bowen's again going to pitch out here to number 23, Colin Ross. Ball is going to fall incomplete. The pass was intended for number 12, Paul Stone. And that time, Acton Boxborough defensively was very alert and expecting the halfback option. So Acton Boxborough will take over on downs. It will be 1st and 10 from Acton Boxborough at their own 35-yard line.
Pete, by the time Colin Ross goes home tonight, he's going to think his name's Chris Varney, because every time he's tried to unload the ball, Chris has been right there in his face.
All right, Jason Ross comes out over his center, Sammy Martin. Jason Brady's going to hand off to number 33, Lance Pitcher. He breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage. A pickup of maybe 6 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 4. In the stop for Bedford was number 11, co-captain Chuck Bowen. We have some substitutions here on the part of Acton Boxborough, and again, I'll try to keep you abreast of what happens here. Operating at quarterback now is number 11, Jason Leone. We have a flag on the play. It appeared the left tackle went off a little bit prematurely. Also reporting into the Acton backfield is number 44, Adam Kenny. At tight end is number 29, Mike Daly.
3rd quarter stats, Pete. Same thing has happened in the first half of the game. Bedford in time of possession outgained Acton 6 minutes to 4. On the other hand, Acton rolled again with 150 yards offense to Bedford's 45. Big plays for Acton tonight. Lightning has been striking. Acton's up 27-0.
Thank you, Berkey. Again, those stats were provided by our spotter up here, Mr. John Close. We have number 11, Jason Leone at quarterback. He's going to hand out to Lance Pitcher. He breaks the initial line of scrimmage and spins off another tackler and picked up an additional 8 to 10 yards. That was Lance Pitcher showing his speed. The ball will now be placed at the Buccaneer 44-yard line. The injured player, it will be number 34, Reggie Kennan. but Lance Pitcher showing some fine speed as he broke the line of scrimmage there, put on a spin move, and picked up an additional 8 to 10 yards. Spinning out here to the right is number 17, Eric Lorio. The ball carrier is number 23, Jason Hood. He picks up 3 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 7. We have 8 minutes and 40 seconds left. Now reporting into the active lineup is number 32, D'Ambrosio. That looks like number 22, Stephen Bertrand, set to the right. Inside handoff to number 44, Adam Kenny. There's some flags on the play. The head official giving us an indication here. We have illegal procedure against Acton Boxborough. Kenny seemed to be stopped at the line of scrimmage there. He would have been thrown for a 1-yard loss. Illegal procedure against Acton Boxborough has been refused. They'll take the play. A 1-yard loss, so bring up a 3rd and 8 for Acton Boxborough with number 11, Jason Leone, over center Sammy Martin, about to take the snap. We have flags on the play. This usually occurs, and it's nothing against the new Acton quarterback. It's just that the center and the linemen are used to a different cadence by the previous quarterback. The flag is going to be assessed against Bedford. It will be offside. So that will bring up a 3rd and about 3 for Acton Boxborough. The ball is now placed at the Bedford 38-yard line. That's Sammy Martin breaking the huddle. Working at right guard, it appears it's number 63, Ken Canfield. Jason Leone on the rollout. Pass is going to be delivered out here to number 82, Andy Martino. It's going to be broken up by number 32 of Bedford, Rich Atkinson. Jason Leone given a chance to operate a quarterback here, gaining some very valuable varsity experience. We have 7 minutes and 50 seconds left in the ball game. Acton Boxborough up by a score of 27-0. Coach Mayer will bring in his number 1 punting unit with John Lucas back in punt formation. Some pressure put on John Lucas, but he's able to deliver the ball out here. And a nice, almost a great corner kick by John Lucas, punting from his own, from the Bedford 34-yard line. He aimed it for the left corner and got the ball out of bounds at the 7. Nice job by John Lucas on the corner kick. So Bedford will take over at their own 7-yard line, 1st and 10, with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in the ball game. Again, I'm just going to try to give you as many players as I spot reporting into the ball game. Right now, number 51, Rico Hernandez, is in the ball game. Also reporting in is number 67, Seth Jacoby. Number 73, also in the ball game for Acton Boxborough, is Armando Ramos. So again, I'll try to keep you updated as best I can for every ball player reporting into the ball game. We have a timeout, Acton Boxborough, with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left. We'll take a brief pause in the action. Also reporting into the Acton defensive set is number 61, Gabe Scribbs. That's number 9, Trey Gullidge, making an adjustment in the backfield. Number 34, Reggie Kennan, is the ball carrier for Bedford. He's eluding some, showing his speed right here, but he's going to be dragged down from behind by number 88 of Acton Boxborough, Adam Morin. Reggie Kennan showing some of the speed that Coach Maver has been concerned with all game. And he eluded several tacklers of Acton Boxborough for about a 9-yard gain. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 1. Also in the ball game for Acton Boxborough is number 67, Seth Jacoby. Operating at middle linebacker will be number 44, Adam Kenny. Number 31 is Monty, the ball carrier for Bedford. He's going to pick up a first down. He's going to be brought down by number 29, Mike Daly. Reporting into the lineup for Acton Boxborough is number 45, Steve Gardella. Also number 15, Andy Butler. Also in the ball game is number 68, Mark Nagy. So we have the first unit of Bedford operating against the substitutions of Coach Maver. Inside handoff to number 23, Colin Ross. He's going to be met right at the line of scrimmage on a nice play by number 68, Mark Nagy. He was joined by teammate number 73, Armando Ramos.
61 checked in. 61
There's a pickup of 1 in the play. He'll bring up a 2nd and 9 with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left in the ball game. Also in the defensive backfield for Acton Boxborough is number 61, Gabe Scribbs. Number 32 also in the lineup is Dave D'Ambrosio. In the presence of Dave D'Ambrosio in the defensive backfield for Acton Boxborough caused number 11, Chuck Bowen, to call a timeout. The omnipresence of number 32, Dave D'Ambrosio.
Pete, at this point in time, a couple of the Bedford starting backs have been banged up a little bit. Reggie Kennan seems to have a strained muscle in his left calf. They're getting banged up a little bit, so I think as we see some other Bedford players in there, we're more likely to see continued substitutions for Acton.
Well, it's a good gesture on the coach of Coach Maver. He's not trying to run the game, the score up here. He's leading by a score of 27-0. There are only 5 minutes and 48 seconds left in the ball game. A reminder that next week's opponent will be Lincoln Sudbury. The game will be Friday evening at 7 o'clock. A very important dual county league contest. Looks as though those two are the Acton Boxborough and Lincoln Sudbury are the front runners for the league championship. The league champion, remember, this year goes into the playoffs. That will be next Friday evening at 7 o'clock. It's also Pop Warner night, where all the Pop Warner players will be introduced to the crowd. That's Bowen pitching out to number 40, Brendan McGrath. He's going to pick up about 6 in the play. A late flag is now thrown. Yeah, we have some very young varsity players now in the ball game. They're playing with much alacrity. An SAT word, Berkey. We have flipping being assessed against Bedford. So that will repeat the down. The down will remain the same. It will be second down. The ball is spotted at the Bedford 14-yard line. It looks like it's going to be 2nd and about 20. Coach Mayer is going to be very pleased. He's had 2 back-to-back dual county league games here. Last week against Concord Carlisle, they won by a score of 35-13. He's now dominating this game by a score of 27-0. And he had some big question marks coming into those games. He had lost tri-captain quarterback Ryan Kane to an injury, and he was concerned that Jason Brady was going to have to fill in for him. And I have to marvel at the job done by Jason Brady. He did an outstanding job last week, and has had some outstanding plays this week. So he's assimilating himself very well into the quarterback position. He also moved number 71, Sean Richmond, to the guard position, and it seems to be paying dividends very well in the interior line for Acton Boxborough. That last play was an incomplete pass. That'll bring up a 3rd and 20 for the Bedford Buccaneers. Now into the ball game for Acton Boxborough is number 79, Mike Botkus. We're going to have a reverse here to Colin Ross. A nice play here by number 32, Dave D'Ambrosio, making an initial hit. Going to be followed up by number 9, Trey Gullich. And number 56 for Acton Boxborough, Jeff Willett. Your son stayed at home that time, Joe. Did a nice job. Fended off his blocker and tripped up the ball carrier. So we have 5 minutes left in the ball game with Acton Boxborough up by a score of 27-0. In the ball game for Acton Boxborough is number 65, James Robeson. Also number 76, Chris O'Doherty. So a number of players gained valuable varsity experience. And in the tackle for Acton Boxborough was number 76 for Acton Boxborough is Chris O'Doherty. He was joined by teammate number 56, Jeff Willett. Reporting into the ball game for Acton Boxborough is number 82, Andy Martino. Going out for Acton Boxborough is number 68, Mark Nagy. Also reporting in is number 11, Jason Leone. He takes Trey Gullich's place. Inside handoff for Bedford is number 44, Chad Vincent. A gain of 19 on the play. He brings the ball all the way out to the Bedford 48-yard line. Coming in the ball game for Acton Boxborough is number 19, Jeremy Tobin. He's joined by number 67, Seth Jacoby. Also in the game is number 65, Bill Taylor, number 65 is James Robeson. Bedford tries the inside of the Acton defense. Going to pick up maybe 2 or 3. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 7. Going out of the ball game for Acton Boxborough is number 13, Aaron Beer. Calling the defensive signals is number 44, Adam Kenny. Reporting into the ball game for Acton Boxborough is number 7, Ed Williams. He replaces number 56, Jeff Willett. The ball carrier for Bedford was number 40, Brendan McGrath. He's going to pick up a first down, it appears, for Bedford. The ball is now spotted at the Acton Boxborough 42-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bedford Buccaneers. We now have 3 minutes and 19 seconds left in the ball game. Mix-up in the backfield. The handoff is good. There's a fumble on the play. Bowen tried to hand the ball off to number 40, Brendan McGrath. They seem to have a miss of communication. There's a fumble, but it appears Bedford has recovered their own fumble. There's a loss in the play of about 5 and bring up a 2nd and 15 from the Acton Boxborough 45-yard line. Also in the Acton defensive set right here is number 40, Todd Rogerson. We have 2nd and 15 with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the ball game. Inside handoff for Bedford goes to number 35, a unlisted player for Bedford. I have no idea who that young gentleman is. The tackler for Acton Boxborough was by number 44, Adam Kenny. He was joined by number 68, Mark Nagy. Reporting into the ballgame for Acton Boxborough is number 83, Gavin Kenny. Out here at the right corner position is number 17, Eric Lorio. Number 7, Ed Williams remains in the ballgame. He's joined in the backfield by number 32, Dave D'Ambrosio, and number 40, Todd Rogerson. Adam Kenny, Bulldogs down the ball carrier. For Bedford, he's joined by number 7, Ed Williams. A pickup of maybe one of the players, going to bring up a 4th and about 11 for Bedford.
At this point, Pete, it's interesting to see that the Bedford quarterback, Bowen's still in running the game. Acton's down 2, even 3 quarterbacks deep at this point.
Dave D'Ambrosio, our cameraman, pointed out to me that there is no JV game this Monday, so Bedford may be suffering from a little bit less numbers than Acton-Boxborough. They may not have a quarterback who is able to operate at this level. Handoff goes to number 40 for Bedford. A nice hit by number 32, Dave D'Ambrosio. They'll be short of a first down. Acton-Boxborough will take over on offense on downs. Nice job, Dave D'Ambrosio. I think Acton-Boxborough is going to call a timeout here and see how many substitutions they get in the game, as many as possible. I believe I see number 48 now reporting in for Acton-Boxborough. This is his first appearance, and that would be number 48, Chris Walsh. Joe D'Ambrosio now informs me that Bedford was the one who called timeout. I'm just trying to spot as many different numbers as I can for Acton-Boxborough, so I'm not seeing as much action on the field as I should. We have 41 seconds left in the ball game. Acton-Boxborough 27, Bedford Buccaneers 0. We'll take a brief pause. As a return to action here, there are 41 seconds left in a ball game that has been dominated by Acton-Boxborough, and the score shows that. The score is 27-0. Spinning out here to the right is number 83, Gavin Kenny. Ball carrier is number 44, Adam Kenny, and he shows some power running right there as he bulldogged his way all the way down, out for an 11-yard gain. That would be a first down for Acton-Boxborough. Adam Kenny showing Coach Mava that he's ready to assume some time here for the varsity. Breaking the huddle for Acton-Boxborough is number 58, Tim Lucas. That's number 11, Jason Leone, operating at quarterback. We have flags on the play. Also in the lineup at this time is number 56, Jeff Milet, and number 65, James Robeson. Number 13, also in the ball game for Acton-Boxborough, is Andy Bear. Again, what I'm trying to do is just spot numbers out there for Acton-Boxborough. Operating at left guard is number 65, James Robeson. Handoff goes to number 22, Steve Bertrand. That might have been Joe Cunningham. And that's the ball game. Acton-Boxborough brings their record to 3 wins and 2 losses. However, more importantly, they are 2-0 in Duke County League action. Last week they dominated Concord Carlisle by a score of 35-13. This week they go up on top of Bedford by a score of 27-0. Just a reminder, once again, Duke County League action will continue with a very important ball game at home for Acton-Boxborough. The game is at 7 o'clock against Lincoln Sudbury. Also in the festivities, it will also be Pop Warner night. We hope to see you then. Again, next Friday evening, Lincoln Sudbury at Acton-Boxborough at 7 o'clock. Thank you, Berkey, for doing your color analysis of the ball game. Thank you, Mr. John Close, for doing the spotting. And once again, to the mainstay of this booth, Mr. Joe D'Ambrosio, cameraman. See you Friday evening at 7 o'clock. Thank you.
When